think about it day and night. I feel like a king, oh yeah. Baby, can't help but stand.
Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad.
Ladies and gentlemen, guys and dolls, cats and chicks, this is Viva ENT. I'm Johnny The Capo. I'm your host on our special Christmas show today. I'm here with my co-host, Mr.
Devin, the editing guy.
And the greatest producer in all of Seattle, Mr.
Hey, everybody, it's Eric.
C.C. Ryder.
All right.
He's got his own thing. How come we don't have a song? Eric's got the song.
You got two songs here with your opening theme.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then, of course, we played a little bit of Feliz Navidad.
Yeah.
Johnny the Capo and the Bad Boys performing that live in the Viva ENT studios.
That's correct. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. We recorded that about a week and a half ago, and man, it's probably one of the best ones we've done, audio wise and sound wise and lighting wise. It was good.
And it's only going to get better.
I was happy. Yeah, it is only going to get better. So,
and of course, it is Christmas Eve,
it's
so
Christmas.
I do want to say a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah. We just recently wrapped up Hanukkah, I believe. And so
I like to say, myself personally, I like to say Happy Holidays because Hanukkah, Christmas,
there's so
whatever.
many great holidays this time of year, so we don't want to leave anybody out.
No.
So happy holidays.
No.
Yeah, happy holidays, everyone.
Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, Happy Holidays. So we hit all the spectrums there. So anyway, this is our special Christmas show today, and we're still featuring the year 1978. Before I go any further, though, I want to mention our group, Viva ENT Talk Radio, rock, pop, and soul, baby.
It's getting bigger by the day. We got
It
posts
is.
happening all the time, every
Yes.
hour of the day.
Yeah, it's a really fun group. We're 840 members strong, and we're heading to 1,000. And it's a fun group if you like talking about music from the decades, especially the decades of the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, right up to present day. We like to feature all the decades of all the wonderful music from rock, pop, and soul.
And everyone shares their favorite songs.
That's
Yeah,
right.
we share our favorite Christmas songs
That's
coming
right.
up.
Yes. And matter of fact, we can real quick talk about Christmas and Christmas songs, if you like. Eric, do you have any favorite Christmas songs?
Oh yeah, definitely. Lots of favorites. One of the more recent ones that I really, really like is got to be Nick Lowe's "Christmas at the Airport." I'm not sure if you've heard this one, but it came out a few years back.
Yeah.
And, for me, it's just slipped into heavy rotation for Christmas music. I get kind of tired of the Mariah Carey record and a lot of the other stuff that we've heard tons of times. So when I hear something new that's a Christmas song, I get pretty excited. Now, if you don't know Nick Lowe, you may know his big hit, "Cruel to Be Kind." That was a big hit back in the early 80s. I believe it was 1979, actually. So we may talk about this on the next show.
Cool.
So
very cool.
So just a little reminder of who Nick Lowe is.
Yeah. I'm familiar with him, for sure.
He also wrote What's So Funny About Peace, Love, and Understanding that Elvis Costello famously covered, had a big hit with that. But I'll play a little bit of Christmas at the Airport. I just think it's a great story and a good tune.
Cool. Very cool.
On the way to catch my flight.
Could have been at Home Alone.
Snowflakes playing in the ever-failing light.
Yeah, it's cool.
Me at departures, it was really coming down.
Very cool.
Deep and crisp and even, it settled on the ground. It looks like Christmas at the airport.
Very cool.
So this one came out in 2017, And it's got a great video, and it's just a great story of somebody trying to make it home for the holidays.
Yeah.
You know, all the songs about being home for the holidays. Well, what happens when the airport gets snowed in and your flight can't leave?
Yeah.
So in Nick Lowe's case, he decides to, take a nap and do some x-rays because everybody else has gone home from the airport. So he has free reign there. And has a lot of fun, actually. Makes the best of it, yep.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that video somewhere.
It's well worth checking out.
Very cool.
Well,
How about you guys? You got a favorite Christmas song? off the top of your head?
1978 had a great song, Please Come Home for Christmas, the Eagles.
Oh, my gosh,
And,
yes.
yeah, that was in Home Alone.
One of the best ones, man.
Yeah.
What a great song that is. Don Henley on lead vocals. It's probably one of the coolest sounding, and at that time, it really sounded contemporary. So it wasn't like a Christmas song that sounds like it came out back in the 50s or the 40s or the 60s or whatever. It had kind of a contemporary sound, and it was just a fabulous song.
It's been featured in movie trap.
Don Henley nailed that song.
And it was originally written and recorded by Charles Brown, but they agreed the Eagles do a good job on their cover of this.
Yeah.
You wish me greeting once again. Choirs will be singing Silent Night, Silent Night.
And of course, Bon Jovi did a version of it in 1994 as well.
Really?
Yeah, very sound alike, I think. He didn't really change it up too much.
I think it's one of the greatest Christmas songs of all time, really.
Please come home for Christmas.
Much better than the Star Wars special that came out around the same time.
I don't know much about it, but I'm the only guy on planet Earth, I am sure, that walked out on the Star Wars movie.
The original one?
The original. I thought it was like a, forgive me, Star Wars fans, it was just not me at the time. And boy, was I wrong.
I'll say that original Star Wars is one of the all-time classics, I think. But the holiday special that they tried to foist on the public in '78 was a disaster. It's just awful.
Yeah, if you didn't like the original, you'd really have not liked the holiday special. It only aired once and never graced the airwaves again.
Yes.
Yeah, I never actually.
George Lucas famously said that he's been trying to get every single copy of it so he can burn it.
It's free on YouTube if you want to watch it.
Yes, yeah, you can hunt it down.
Very flippy. Very flippy.
Not necessarily worth your time.
Well, my favorite Christmas song would probably be, I'm not going to say favorite, because there's so many great classic Christmas songs, but I love the way Nat King Cole does the Christmas song. And
that is a classic.
that's a classic, and just the way the music comes in and the production and his voice, it feels like it's Christmas time.
When was that released? That was,
I don't know.
1961.
Yeah. Can we get a snippet of that? Is it
Absolutely. And I believe this was written by Mel Torme,
I
the
believe it.
Velvet Fog himself.
Mm-hmm. I believe it.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Yeah, that's
I'm going to play this late on Christmas.
oh man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's the king of Christmas songs.
Now, I guess it was released by the King Cole Trio in '46
No kidding.
as well, but I believe this version from '61 is the one that really caught fire and stuck in people's minds.
Yeah, King Cole Trio is probably his trio. That's what they were going by in those days. Probably.
Yeah.
Little did they know 20 years later.
Help to make the season bright.
Yeah, wonderful, just beautiful.
Nat King Cole has one of those voices
Yeah.
that goes really well with Christmas music. It's just so smooth
Yeah.
and soothing, kind of like Bing Crosby,
Kind of like Dean Martin, Bing Crosby.
Yeah, yeah.
type thing.
And not that their voices sound similar, but just
Yeah,
that it's
right.
got a smoothness and kind of a soothingness that you kind of associate with that warm Christmas feeling. I think.
I think it's like the texture of his voice is like
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, he
Just
grew up in
rich.
Chicago. He was the son of a Baptist minister.
Son of a preacher man.
Yeah. Born in 1919. That's
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's a great artist.
like
And
100
of course-
years ago now.
Mhm.
101 years ago.
Yeah, and of course, I love Elvis, so I gotta probably say, he's got Santa Bring My Baby Back to Me. He's got what was that one that Lieber and Stroller wrote? Santa Claus is Back in Town. Can you get that real quick? Santa Claus is Back in Town. This is a great. You may have never heard this, Devin, but this is like the coolest record. This was released in 1957.
Okay, even cooler than Frosty the Blues Man?
Probably.
I don't think I know that one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
let's hear a little bit. Santa Claus is back in
Yeah,
town.
Lieber Stroller song. It's bad. I mean, it's good.
Well, it's Christmas time, pretty baby, and the snow is falling on the ground. Well, it's Christmas time, pretty baby,
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Very
and the
cool.
snow is falling down. Well, you be a real good little girl.
So that's
How long do you think it took the Jordanaires to learn their part on this?
Probably not long.
Christmas. But it works. It works for sure.
Yeah, we're lucky to have Ray Walker from the Jordanaires on our show about a few years ago. Remember that show, Eric?
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Bass,
And of
the
course-
bass singer from the Jordanaires.
Yeah, and of course Mike Stoller.
Mike
who
Stoller's been
co-wrote
on
that
our
song. He's
show.
been on the show a few times now.
And DJ Fontana.
That's right.
Elvis's
Scotty
original.
Moore has been on the show. DJ Fontana.
Yeah.
Great. I think that Elvis Christmas album, at least that first one, I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, his first album. He made two, and of course the first one was superior. But they both did well. But the first album did killer. So anyway, those are our Christmas highlights. Any more thought on Christmas for you, Dev?
Well, Grandma got ran over by a reindeer
yeah.
is an all-time. Do not play at my house.
Do not play.
Do not play that one. No.
Oh, you had enough of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we need to pull that one
No,
out.
but
What's
Run
that,
Rudolph
buddy?
Run by Chuck Berry.
That's great.
That's
That
a
is
good-
good.
Beach Boys did a good job on that too.
That's right.
Yeah. So Beach Boys had a unique way to take a lot of Chuck Berry's guitar licks and and they did some of his songs really, really good. Like Surfing USA was a Chuck Berry song. He wrote it, and the Beach Boys with their harmony on their Christmas albums are really something too. So anyway,
It's another Home Alone soundtrack.
Well, the Beach Boys did that great Beach Boys Christmas album, and they did a version of Little Deuce Coupe as Little Saint Nick.
yeah,
Which
yeah,
a little bit lazy, if I do say so myself. But I was hearing the amongst the Christmas music, the Muzak version of that in the
Yeah.
grocery store the other day, and I'm thinking, why did they slip in Little Deuce Coupe with all this Christmas music? And then I realized that Little Saint Nick was one of the Beach Boys' big Christmas songs back in the '60s.
And you know what? I didn't know it until you just said it now, and it definitely is the same song. No
It is
question about it.
absolutely the same
No-
song.
note for
They
note.
just changed the lyrics. But when it's an instrumental version, you just think Little Deuce Coupe rather than Little Saint Nick, I think.
Exactly, no question about it.
And I remember growing up with records of like the Chipmunks Christmas and
Yes, that was a big one for sure when I was a kid too.
audio records that tell like a little story on the record for audio
cool.
tapes.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Back in those days, Christmas, when I was a kid, it was, really a magical time, especially when between the time that you're 4 years old to about probably 8 years old. It's
It's a magical
a
time.
magical time, especially for kids.
Definitely.
Now,
Speaking of magical times, 1978 was pretty magical.
absolutely. But before we jump to that, I just a quick question for you, Johnny. Do you remember when the John Lennon Christmas song "War Is Over" came out, and conversely, the Paul McCartney Christmas song "Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time"?
Yeah, the year was probably 1971-ish. You can check that out, 71, 72. I definitely remember the John Lennon Christmas song. I thought it was a cool song for the time. Of course, Lennon is always.
Yeah, you're right.
Not-
1971.
Yeah, see that?
Right after the Beatles. Yeah.
I'm a rock and roll historian. even Jerry Osborne proclaimed me a rock and roll historian. But where was I? What was I saying?
71,
Yeah.
the difference between Paul McCartney's
Oh,
version.
Lennon's music was always a little more edgier, and of course McCartney's song was one of those radio friendly.
Wonderful Christmas
Yeah,
time.
radio friendly as can be, and of course Lennon is talking about the war, and
Right.
they both. So that's what the example I'm trying to get at.
And they were actually
War, baby.
8 years apart. John Lennon's Happy Christmas, War Is Over came out in 71, and then Paul McCartney's Wonderful Christmas Time was 1979.
Cool.
Wow.
And, I think some people really, really dislike Wonderful Christmas Time. I
It's
kind
an
of like it
earworm,
myself. though.
I like it myself. I could see where it might shake up some people that are used to different type of. Yeah, I like it. What's not to like about it?
You know what I like about it is the thing that I think most people probably really dislike is the cheesy synthesizers
Me
on
too.
it. I like it because it stands out so much from all the other Christmas music that's
Yeah.
out there
The happy
because of the weird synthesizer. You just don't hear that sound on the radio, but when Christmas rolls around, you do hear it.
Yeah,
Kind of bouncy, cheery.
bouncing like my little ball here. See that?
And now, again, I don't want to hear it every hour for 30 days or whatever. But, if I hear it once per Christmas season, I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
I experienced that when working at Radio Shack. They play that every hour.
See, that's the problem. Anybody that works in retail
Yeah.
it grows to hate Christmas music because they'll hear like the same 10 songs every hour, every day
Yeah.
for the whole Christmas season, and they really start to want to kill people.
Understandable.
Well, next on our, should we talk about 78 now? Or?
Sure, let's talk
Yeah,
about
let's do
78.
it.
What the heck?
Jumping in with Hot Blooded by Foreigner.
One of the best rock songs of all time. The vocals on that is excellent. The music is excellent. It's a hit from the moment you hear it. It's just jam up, man. Great guitar leg. Guy's voice is solid. Sounds like a little bit of Paul Rogers there. That vocalist. Great vocalist. Yeah.
Not the song of 2020, though.
Yeah, if you're hot-blooded, you might want to isolate
Get that checked
yourself
out,
and
yeah.
No, stay home.
Stay home, yeah. But yeah, that is one that feels like it should have been higher in the chart.
Yeah,
for
I
the
would
year.
say top 10, man. Really easily.
But because I think that's one of Foreigner's biggest hits and
Yeah.
one that definitely is still in the public consciousness to this day and definitely still gets quite a lot of airplay on classic rock radio.
One of the few rock songs of all the disco on this year.
That's right.
Yeah, that's another thing, too. You were just happy as heck to hear a rock song with all the synthesizers.
And the ballads, yeah.
And the ballads. And
I mean, the Bee Gees, as we said, the last
Yeah.
couple shows just totally dominated
yeah.
78, and they had songs that they had written for the Grease soundtrack, which was massive. They had songs, of course, in the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. They basically wrote that whole thing, including the songs that they didn't perform. And, of course, Andy Gibb had the biggest hit of the year, which was written by the Bee Gees. He was their younger brother, and he shows up again coming up in a little bit later in the chart here. So it was really the Bee Gees' peak there.
Yeah.
And, of course, we talked about Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, which they starred in and performed in, which kind of tanked, but it was very famous.
I actually just watched it this week, and I enjoyed it.
Did you watch it?
For what it is.
Yeah, cool.
People together.
Yeah, I liked it, man. It was good.
It was nostalgic.
More for musicians and people that are in music, I suppose.
Plot-wise, not
there's
so
no
much.
plot. It's kind of like an Elvis movie,
And if you want to hear more about the Bee Gees, I'd recommend watching How Can You Mend a Broken Heart.
Oh, yeah.
They got HBO Max. It's really, I've been watching that.
I got it. I'll watch it.
It's like 3 hours of their history. So.
No kidding.
They had a pretty lengthy history, for sure.
They did, yeah. They started out as little bit kids like the Osmonds.
Early 60s, you know. I Started a Joke was a really big song for them. And
their first song.
Quite a few others.
Their first major hit, I think, was...
Massachusetts?
No.
Massachusetts was big.
It was a big hit, but Lonely Days and Lonely Nights. Or how's it go?
That's right.
Lonely Days, Lonely Nights.
Where would I be without
my baby?
Great song.
Yeah. But I think that was their first song they got.
So different from the disco stuff that became
big.
It
was kind of soulful, actually.
Yeah, they wanted to be the Beatles, and then they met the Beatles, and then...
It had to be the Beatles because they came up with their own thing. But I could see them idolizing the Beatles, being from Australia, and and Beatles coming before them.
Yeah, and they also spent time in the UK, Manchester, to be specific. So
some time in Miami too.
Where would I be without my baby? Yeah, all right.
Well, the next song on the list is "You're in My Heart," the final acclaim by Rod Stewart, number 37.
Oh yeah, that was a big ballad hit.
I took all those habits of yours that in the beginning were hard to accept.
Yeah, smooth as silk ballad.
Beards, lip prints, I put down to
Rod Stewart at his best, no question about it.
Now, Rod was making some disco records in the 70s, too, so this one is a little bit more rootsy and a little bit different than a lot of his big singles of the 70s.
Yeah, he had sexy...
Do You Think I'm Sexy?
Yeah, you think I'm sexy, yeah. Matter of fact, I used to do it. I used to do Tonight's the Night, too. That was another good one. What can you say? It's great. It's got all the ingredients to be a hit record. His voice is really crisp, and Rod Stewart at his best, I think.
I liked it.
What say you, Devin?
I enjoy Rod Stewart.
Yeah, I like him. I've seen him in concert. He's a great entertainer.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really good.
I've never seen him. But...
Yeah. I'm a fan for sure.
Well, the next song is "The Closer I Get to You," Roberta Flack and Danny Hathaway.
Mm-hmm.
Donny Hathaway.
Donny
Hathaway. They were a team, and they had several hits. And
and of course, Roberta Flack had a big solo hit with "Killing Me Softly," and another big one with "Feel Like Making Love." Where Is the Love? The First Time I Ever Saw Your Face. The Closer I Get to You, of course, what we're talking about right now was a big hit, but she had a lot of success on her own, too.
Yeah. Yeah, huge.
The more you make me see, by giving me all you got.
Slow disco?
It's more of a ballad. It's more of an R&B type thing, more than disco for sure. Definitely a love song.
And speaking of Christmas, and speaking of Donny Hathaway, of course, one of his big songs was his version of "This Christmas."
Oh yeah. Cool.
Wow.
Yeah, that first time ever I saw your face, Roberta Flack, was the #1 song of 1972, and it's a masterpiece. And of course, I got to throw this in. Guess who had it? Oh, guess who did, in fact, record that song before Roberta Flack?
I have no idea.
The Carpenter? Go?
You're not going to believe this. Elvis recorded that song
No way.
before Roberta Flack in 1971.
Wow.
It released it as a single. It bombed, and it was a horrible version of the song compared to what Roberta Flack does. They just put the wrong feel into it, and they didn't. They almost made it like a march, you know. And I had to throw that in since I am a rock and roll historian.
Okay.
There you go. Ha ha ha.
I'm gonna have to hunt down Elvis's version of
Oh,
the first
you
time I
gotta
ever
play
saw
it.
you. Yeah.
Play it. Bum, 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 bum.
But I guess it
First
was a
time.
50. It was written by Ewan McCall for Peggy Seeger, and it was a folk song in 50, that was written in 57. So that seems like a strange thing for Elvis to choose to do to begin with, but also seems strange for Roberta Flack to do it. But of course, I'm sure they put their own stamp on it.
Well,
both of them.
Roberta made it the #1 song of 1972.
Yeah, as you said.
So she definitely.
Yeah.
Let's hear a little bit of Elvis's version.
I haven't heard this before.
Me neither.
The first time ever I saw your face, I thought the sun rose in your eyes, and the moon and stars were the gifts you gave to the dark and the empty skies, my love.
Quite different, huh?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure that it really suits Elvis all that well.
Nah, I think he approached it in too high of a key. If he was slowed it down like Roberta Flack's presentation, he might have did better. But I think the tempo they did with it and too high of a
He
register.
had so many other hits.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely, yeah.
oh yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that because I am a rock and roll historian.
There
So
you
what's
go.
next there?
So speaking of good rock and roll, Dust in the Wind by Kansas, number 39.
I played it.
And that's got maybe the same tempo as Roberta
When I
Flack's
saw
version
your
of the first time I
face.
ever saw your face. So it kind of makes a nice
I
segue.
saw your face.
Oh, this is her version.
That's
Yeah.
Roberta Flack. Yeah, it's magical. Her yeah. And this I played this. I sang it too. Not very well, but
I'll learn the arpeggio on this one.
yeah.
I close my eyes. Only
Soft rock, classic rock standard for sure.
Yeah. The lead singer to Kansas sounded a lot like Mark Farner from Grand Funk. I'm sure that he listened to Mark or something. They were listening to the same guy when they first started singing because voices are very similar. Big hit. Smash hit.
Timeless.
Yeah. Absolutely.
just a drop of
2020 is almost Dust in the Wind.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me about it. I'm getting tired of laying around. No, I don't lay around that much, but
Well, hopefully, like the Who, 21 will be a good year.
yeah,
1921.
yeah. So, what about some of the other than the charts? What about other highlights that happened that year?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some highlights. Like on August 28th, the album "Are We Not Men?" "We Are Devo" was released on vinyl. If you're a fan of Devo,
Oh, yeah, okay,
I am for sure.
yeah.
and there's 67,000 funk fans assembled at the Soldier Field in Chicago, Illinois, to to attend the first annual Funk Festival.
Wow.
And then the last day of the year, December 31st, the Winterland Ballroom venue in San Francisco closes with New Year's Eve performance by the Grateful Dead, New Riders of the Purple Sage,
Cool.
and the Blues Brothers.
Wow.
Yeah.
The original Blues Brothers?
Yeah.
Very cool.
So that's before the movie even came out.
Yeah.
A couple of years later.
Wow.
Well, since you mentioned Devo's album question, Are We Not Men? Answer, We Are Devo, which did come out in 1978. We should play a little bit of the big hit song from that album. And I say big hit, I don't mean that it made the top 100, but it did get significant radio and video play. And it was their I'll say destruction or de-evolution of the Rolling Stones song, I Can't Get No Satisfaction.
When I'm riding in my car, an old man comes on the radio. He's telling me more and more about some useless information supposed to fire my imagination. I can't get no. Hey.
Pretty tough to.
Very different version from the Rolling Stones, but they definitely made it their own. And a great video, of course.
My opinion, Satisfaction is like in the top 5 rock songs of all time. It's just such a great song. Love it.
I got to see the Rolling Stones last year.
I know. You worked the concert, right?
No, I didn't work that one, but
you went as
I went as an attendee.
Oh, no, attendee. Cool. Very
great.
Few times you get to go as an attendee. I seen him at the Tacoma Dome, I think about close to, 20... Let's see, I'm thinking 2001, 2002.
Yeah, they were here in 04 at the Key Arena, too.
2002-ish, I saw him at the Tacoma Dome.
Wow.
Yeah, man, it was a great show. Yeah, the Stones, baby, the Stones.
I saw Trevor Noah there last year. But
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. And so where are we now?
So we're at number 40, Magnet and Steel, Walter Egan.
Yeah, number 40,
Yeah,
Magnet
smooth,
and Steel. I honestly don't remember this at all, but
a lot of airplay. You'll like it if you hear it.
Let's hear a little more.
When you hear it.
To show the way I feel, my secrets to reveal. For you are a magnet, and I am steel.
Yeah, it got a lot of airplay.
Yeah, I don't know this song. This is interesting, but I think what might have helped him is that his album was produced with some help from Lindsey Buckingham from Fleetwood Mac, who, of course, a huge superstar of the 70s.
That's incredible.
And I can hear some of the Fleetwood Mac influence for sure in this.
Yeah.
I dig it.
You could even say that, you could play this for me if I didn't know it and say, oh, this is a Lindsey Buckingham single, and I would say, oh, okay, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
This really reminds me of Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue, actually, too.
Yeah, it does. It's got that... I think the song is actually a solid song with all the background vocals and stuff. The lead vocalist does a good job, but it's a great song.
I like it.
Yeah, I dig it.
And the next one is Short People by Randy Newman.
That's right.
That was a novelty type thing. He won some kind of award that year or the year before, and then this song came out, and he got a lot of he got lucky, and he had
Made the charts.
pretty big hit.
Yeah, it was a big hit, but I think he got a lot of flack for this, too, from a lot of people that didn't understand that it was satire.
Right.
Of course, it's a metaphor, folks, so if you're short, it's not a dig at you.
Yeah, exactly.
But who would have thought that this guy would have gone on to being like the Disney go-to songwriter for like all the Toy Story movies and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
No reason.
Yeah. He didn't need to have a hit single. He already had a successful career.
He absolutely did, especially as a songwriter for other folks, including Three Dog Night definitely did some of his stuff. And so he had a lot of success. But, you know, he went on to have hits by himself. I Love L.A., You've Got a Friend in Me, of course, was a huge hit from the Toy Story movies. He wrote Mama Told Me Not to Come, I Think
wow.
It's Going to Rain Today, and You Can Leave Your Hat On, which were all big hits as well.
Oh, I love those songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a library of produced music.
No question about it.
It's bigger every Pixar movie.
He's big. The guy was huge. He wasn't short either.
Yeah, that makes me wonder, how tall is Randy Newman? I never thought of that.
I'm going to guess 5'9", 5'10".
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
let's see if we can
I'm
find
gonna say
out.
he's taller. I'm saying he's 6'3".
You
Like me.
absolutely might be right.
No, 6 foot.
No, okay.
Well, right in between.
There you go.
Right there. Not a bad guess.
The next song is "Used to Be My Girl" by the OJs.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
is a
R&B,
classic
R&B.
R&B soul.
Rock,
Great
pop,
song.
and soul, baby. That's
Yeah.
what we do.
I believe a version of the OJs is still around touring to this day. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool too. I don't remember it that much, but I do remember it.
Of course, they had, you know, great hits like
Yes.
Backstabbers in
Oh, yeah.
72.
For the love of money.
Love Train in 73. Yeah.
I used to
For
love
Love of
Train.
Money.
Love
Yeah.
Train.
Classic song.
Yeah, great song.
This was their last really big hit, but, you know, they definitely had...
Yeah, they had a good run.
a
The
good run for
Backstabbers
sure.
was a big song for them too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, they had a good run. Those guys. They
Put
did.
Your Hands Together was big also. I Love Music. Living for the
I love
Weekend.
music.
Yeah. Love Train, of course,
Oh,
as
yeah.
I mentioned.
No, I like them all. They did great. They had a great career.
Speaking of love songs, the next song is "Our Love" by Natalie Cole.
Ooh.
Right. We played some Nat King Cole a little earlier in the program, talking about the Christmas song. And Natalie Cole, of course, his daughter, and famously did a posthumous duet with her father. with Unforgettable, yeah.
Shining brightly beside me. And if we keep
Kind of like Dina
this
Martin. She does
love,
Christmas songs as well.
we will last through all eternity.
And we really hit the love block in the charts here. We got Natalie Cole, Our Love at 43, then Love Will Find a Way from Pablo Cruz, followed by Andy Gibb at 45 with An Everlasting Love.
Yeah.
And then 46, Love is in the Air by John Paul Young. It really... Just a
Love year.
love block,
Love
if
and
you will.
time.
That's right. A big love chunk there. And then, it almost makes me sad that number 47 is called Goodbye Girl by David Gates. But, all fun songs. Let's hear a little bit of the Pablo Cruz one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Love Will Find a Way.
That's a good one.
And I know the name Pablo Cruz, but I don't know anything about this group.
They had a couple hits.
Solid beat.
Mm-hmm. You hear that? Great song.
Well, why don't we take a quick break?
Let's do it.
And then we'll come back with more of the top hits in 1978.
You listen to Viva ENT, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Stay tuned, baby.